What's good people? Oh my days, we just witnessed what I would arguably regard as so far the fight of the year. Jiří Procházka versus Jamahal. What a fight, what a showing from these two men. I mean, some people might be thinking that this just proves how good Alex Pereira is because he made easy work of these two men. But my goodness, as I was watching this, I kept thinking to myself, there is no difference between these two people. They are equally matched. I know Jamahal had a chip on his shoulder and he wanted to prove that he is the superior fighter, and he wanted to prove that Alex Pereira got that lucky knockout over him, and that once he gets through Jiří Procházka, he would get that shot at Alex Pereira to redeem himself. But Jiří is not someone who is easily moved. I mean, Alex may have made it look easy, but Jiří is difficult. He is so unorthodox, so difficult to predict. From the get-go in the first round, you see how well Jiří controlled distance. There was moments in that fight where I would look at Jamahal throw a punch or throw a kick and it looked as though he was throwing at the wind. Jiří just was constantly moving, making it difficult for Jamahal to read what Jiří was doing. And the thing about Jiří is that he throws a punch and it's not the only thing he throws. So many things are thrown in combination. But Jamahal did have success in the second round, especially after that eye poke. Listen, I think at this point when eye pokes are that devastating or that dangerous, there should be some points deducted because we were at risk of the fight being stopped. It is owed to and due to Jiří's samurai spirit and his willingness to die in the field that he continued with that fight. But that was just an awful eye poke in the second round by Jamahal. But obviously he might have thought, well, Jiří also eye poked me, but Jiří's wasn't as egregious as Jamahal's one. But still, Jamahal had a good second round, especially when he landed those body shots. Had Jiří troubled, you could see he was starting to time Jiří. This could also be due to Jiří slowing down and not being that chaotic, not moving that much, because Jamahal landed, there was a beautiful shot in the second round where Jamahal landed a counter to Jiří trying to go for a flying kick. But as soon as the third round started, Jamal's coaches were actually correct in telling Jamahal that, listen, treat this like you're down by 2 rounds. Go out there and look for the finish. But as soon as that third round started and Jiří rested and he had that burst of energy, he brought the chaos. It was extremely difficult for Jamahal to see what was happening because as soon as the chaos started, Jiří was able to land a beautiful left and right combo which set Jamahal down, and then the ground and pound just started after that. It's unfortunate for Jamahal because obviously he wanted to redeem himself. He's not fought since last year April, so he really had enough time to rest, enough time to go back, go to the drawing board, see what he did wrong against Alex Pereira, let the chin recover. Hence he was able to take a lot of shots. Jiří landed a lot of bombs in that fight, but Jamahal was able to eat them up, but he just could not withstand it. You see, Jiří has that pressure and that power and that chaos that all mixed up makes it so difficult to predict, and it makes it so hard to keep up because you're constantly trying to figure out what he's gonna throw next. You're constantly having to time him, you're constantly moving around, and it's just so much for the brain to compute and also the cardio involved in it. Jiří is just an absolute phenom. It's absolutely sad at this point because you think about it, if there's no Alex Pereira in this division, Jiří is arguably one of the greatest light heavyweights we've seen in a while because he's just going through these contenders. He's now in a similar position as Max Holloway, where he is the next best guy in the division. And what do? If Alex goes through Magomed Ankalaev, do you do Jiří versus Alex 3? It's not as intriguing because Alex had a definitive win over Jiří in their second fight. So where does Jiří go from here? Does he go down to middleweight, which he has spoken about in the past, that he might consider going down to the middleweight and fighting in that division and contending in that division because he can make that weight? It's extremely intriguing and interesting to see where Jiří goes, but he is box office. He is one of those superstars in the UFC, and listen, he was fighting for something greater. Shout out to him for shaving his hair to show support to the cancer patient, while Jamahal was just fighting to redeem himself and stick it up to the fans and tell them, listen, you guys booed me but I won. But Jiří was fighting for something much bigger, and honestly a lot of people were rooting for Jiří to win. Yes, because they didn't like Jamahal, but also because of what he was fighting for. Absolutely a great fight, beautiful. Let me know what you guys thought. Yeah,